When I think about my favorite movie, I remember the opening scene in The Godfather. And when I think about my favorite commercial, I remember the Got Milk series. It was only till recently that I noticed that the success of any media, whether it was a movie, TV commercial, music, or speech, all depends on how much the audience reacts to it emotionally. I would say that we are all looking for what's missing in us. That's why we choose to watch what we watch. You see, when I was a teenager and read Mario Puzo's The Godfather for the first time after watching the movie, I remember having feelings of admiration for the main character. I looked up to him and saw him as a role model, especially since I was born in Little Italy in New York. Here I saw someone who was so powerful that he was above the law. A genius that was able to control New York and destroy all of his enemies. As a teenager, I thought that was so cool. I have different feelings now that I have kids. I definitely don't want them doing those things. When I look at other media such as commercials, I realize that the ones that stuck in my mind were the ones that were either funny,
and I love you, man. You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
or sentimental. Regardless of the genre, the catchphrase stuck, and I believe that was good business. That's the positive side of the story. On the other hand, some have used this knowledge to perform activities that can be called emotional or deceptive marketing. Scientists would say that the appeal to emotion is intended to draw inward feelings such as fear, pity, and joy from the recipient of the information, with the end goal of convincing them that the statements being presented in the misleading argument are true. Many of us read articles about people using Siri to call 911, or where Google Maps helped rescuers find lost people who were stuck in areas that had natural disasters. There's nothing wrong with that. Technology here saved lives. But when certain companies give wrong information to increase their product sales, that's a big problem. For example, you don't shape up with Skechers while you walk. And Nutella is not good for you. And Activia does not help prevent the cold and flu. And the list goes on. In these examples, companies targeted the feelings of insecurity in their potential customers, and in their message replaced this self-doubt with false feelings of comfort and satisfaction in purchasing and using their products. To help understand how emotions work in media, I would break it down into 3 components. The first component is the visual part. This can be seen in the cinematography and how good the actors are. An example of cinematography are the decisions made about lighting, camera filters, and lenses when shooting a movie scene, keeping in mind also the angles and size of objects in different shots. Animations have gone above and beyond to demonstrate this. My generation watched Tom and Jerry, who hardly spoke any words. If that says anything, it says that visuals, and here specifically body language and emotions, were enough to tell an entire story. The exaggeration in everything was what made everything so hilarious. And when it comes to good acting, in the series The Kominsky Method, Michael Douglas defines an actor when talking to his students as a creator who loves his creation, someone who makes the audience believe that what's happening is real. A truly good actor will have the audience live the moment and all of its emotions and reactions. The second component will be music. For example, when a mother sings a lullaby to a newborn baby, that could be one of the most significant bonding experiences between 2 people that you could ever witness. Listening to music can create peak emotions, which increase the amount of dopamine, a specific neurotransmitter that is produced in the brain and helps control the brain's reward and pleasure centers. The Patronus charm introduced in Harry Potter was aimed to bring back our fondest memories and to make magic project happiness in the audience. The third emotional component is the message and actual statements made. If we look at Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, we'll find out that what makes it significant is quite a few things. First, it's an illusion of Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address in its format and words chosen, so people can relate the civil rights movement to Lincoln's story. Secondly, the phrase I have a dream itself tackles people's hopes and dreams, rather than just saying I have an idea. And third, the musicality and the words used in the speech made it so special. Could he have been the first rapper? In summary, all of this, whether how a certain clip looks, sounds, or how the message is delivered, has to do with the psychological state it puts its viewer in. If you know anything about neuro-linguistic programming and emotional intelligence, you would most probably agree. And in the end, I want to keep you with these few ideas. In order to sell an idea or product, you have to know your audience and appeal to their emotions and desires. Also, anticipate their emotional response. And finally, make them feel good about themselves and relate to what you're saying.
Last time that you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Even though my wife is godmother to your only child. But let's be frank, you never wanted my friendship. And you were afraid to be in my debt.
I didn't want to get into trouble.
I understand. You found paradise in America.